With another deck profile. This is my classic Bermuda cards. You know, it's kind of hard to be this gangster while playing Bermuda, but you know, I think I pull it off.
It's easy enough to just walk away, then coming to terms with what to say. This feeling inside I just can't bear, wavering here, wavering there.
My starter's first lesson Akari, the classic Harmony, and then continuous regard GB1. If this unit is in Harmony, this unit gets Act. Put this unit into your soul. Choose one of your other rearguards. Return it to your hand. Draw a card. That's how she runs. She's just the best. Haven't seen really a better one yet. And all the card advantage that you can pull off of her is just out of this world. I run 4. Jump to the water! Exclamation point. Amelie. 4. Continuous rearguard. It's got Harmony. If this unit is in Harmony, Act. Put this unit into the soul. Draw a card and choose one of your rearguards, and it gets plus 2k. I don't really use a plus 2k, but sometimes I just need to get some Harmony units into soul and get some card advantage going, and she really helps with that. 4 crits. I like this art, but I think I like the new Chow Chow art better. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Boop boop. It's just duo art. 4 more duo crits. I kind of wish I had the Chow Chow stuff. And then 4 Prism Miracle Timors. The best art in all of Bermuda Triangle for heal triggers, IMO. She's just great. I run 2 duo Happy Diary Cheryls. Counterblast 1 of this unit is returned to hand. From rearguard circle, you may pay the cost if you use Soul Charge 1 and draw a card. She's just here for soul and draw, not much else. I don't use her as much as you think, but I do use her quite a bit, as well as to keep soul up for some of my cards here. Then I run 3 Shandis, just because I can, just because I need that stride. Then I run 4 Shizukus. When this unit comes into Harmony, look at cards from the top of your 5 cards from the top of the deck. Search for a grade 3 or greater cards from among them. Reveal it to your opponent. Put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Basically, I use her so that my main engine of Lena's and Pacifica break rides goes off. Not much else to it. Honestly, you could run this exact same deck, except you run Auk as your main grade 3, but then that would mean you wouldn't be striding as much. I do like Lena quite a bit. I run 4 perfs. I kind of wish I had Kukris, but I only have like 1 set of Kukris right now. But honestly, I'm okay with this art. It's all about the art for me, honestly. Love Collect Eleanor. This is actually one of the more important cards in the set for Harmony. However, nobody really likes Harmony, so and I think that's probably because a lot of people aren't willing to take chances with the abilities as other people seem to. Basically, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, this unit is returned to hand. From rearguards, pay the cost, look up to the same number of cards as the number of your deck as the number of cards of your units with the Harmony ability. They do not have to be in Harmony, they just have to have Harmony. And then choose up to 1 card among them. Put the rest of them on the deck. There are ways to use this skill when you return everything to hand with Lena's skill to like get like one look at the top card and then put it into your hand. But honestly, I don't use this card as often as you might think because her skill is kind of expensive in this deck. However, the soul blasting is not the expensive bit. I run 4 Brilliant Ocean Ellies. I love this art. I love the SP art. I kind of wish I had 4 Wedding SPs. Harmony. G-Break 1, this unit's in Harmony, gets plus 2k for every card with a Sentinel ability in the drop zone. So for all my perfect shields, she gets plus 2k. So she can get up to like plus 8k for a solid 16, but really I just use her to get like plus 4 for a 13k, you know, 3 for a 15k. Which is just nice. If it's really late game and it's up to 4 cards in the drop zone with Sentinel, then yeah. Actually, I'm sorry, I shouldn't run Kukris. I need to run the Harmony one, but I only have one set of those right now. Basically, she also has a skill Soul Blast 1 this unit is placed on G. If there's a card with Sentinel ability in the drop zone, pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 5 K guard until end of battle. So basically, she's a 10K guard for a Soul Blast if you have a Sentinel. And by the way, you cannot. Yeah, you can't pay the cost unless there's a Sentinel. This is just a beater. This is just a Harmony beater with the actual skills. And that's the important bit. That's the important bit. And it works well with Spica. I went 4 Spicas. This is actually the only deck I'm really running with Spicas in it. Counterblast 1, this unit attacks a Vanguard. If this unit was boosted, pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your other rear guards, return it to your hand, choose up to 1 card from your hand, call it to rear guard, and that unit gets plus 3K. Yeah, it's just really, really good. If you have a Harmony card in front of it, like sometimes what I do is I play a Shizuku, and then like I have an Eleanor already there. Use her skill, use various other skills, return this to hand, play out a Ellie, and there's like 2 Sentinels in there, so she gets like plus 4K. That's plus 7K, she's 16K. Harmony goes off for her, so on and so forth. That's the whole thing, really. Not much else to say about Spica. She's just really good still, especially when used like with Olivia and stuff like that. I guess I'll start with the break ride. I run 4 Planet Idol Pacificas. The second skill and third skill don't matter, but basically auto limit break 4 Bermuda Triangle rides this unit. Choose your Vanguard until end of turn, it gets plus 10K. When the other Bermudas are returned to hand from rear guard, search your deck for 1 Bermuda Triangle, call it to rear guard, shuffle your deck, this ability cannot be used again. Basically, I use it in combination with her to get a free card. Her skill is on ride. During your turn, if the number of Bermuda Triangle rear guards you have is 4 or more, this unit gets plus 3K. When this is placed on Vanguard, return all your Bermuda Triangle rear guards to your hand, which does activate a bunch of skills. However, you cannot interrupt it for Eleanor, which is the only real problem. However, it does reset all of your Harmony skills very nicely, and it can set up for Eleanor later in the game, making sure everyone's in Harmony. If you kind of rush the guy because you felt like you have to, this card can repair it a bit and bring it back. There's not much else to say other than she's a 10K. She's all the way from a double rare from set 1 for Bermuda EBO2. But I think she still has a little bit of play with the Harmony mechanics that I don't really see from like Loris players and stuff like that. Loris doesn't actually return things to hand as much unless you get a really advanced state with the stride. Speaking of which, I run 4 Loris strides. She does not require a Loris heart, so she's once per Harmony, once per turn, Counterblast 2. I'm sorry, Counterblast 1. Choose a face down, face up. Choose the same number of rear guards as the number of face up cards in your G zone. Return them to your hand, and until end of turn, this unit gets auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, and all your units are in Harmony. Choose up to 3 of your units, and until end of turn, they get plus 5K, and this gets a crit. Because you're always having cards running around, and you have cards like Ellie running around and Spica, that's actually a really stronger ability than it is in some games. Decks. For Olivia, you should be tired of me describing Olivia now, but I got to do it once more after this, and I'm sure other people will too. Counterblast 1, choose a copy of herself, turn it face up. Choose if you have 1 or more cards flipped over in the G zone, pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 5 of your rear guards if you have different card names, return to hand. If you return 3 or more, you can place 2 in different rows, and this unit gets a crit. Which is pretty nice. She's just multiple attacks. Nothing really bad against her. Run a Madu, return something to hand, return a grade 3 to hand when this strides. If you have a 10K or less Vanguard, basically making striding free, as well as giving you advantage and keeping the rewriting going. 1 Angie, Counterblast 2, choose a face down, face up. Does not have to be yourself. And choose any number of player cards in any circles other than Vanguard and return them to hand. This unit gets plus 5k for each one of the cards returned. If the number of cards returned is 5 or more, draw a card. If the number of cards returned 7 or more, draw check plus 1. So, interesting thing comes to mind. Don't return things that have on-placement abilities unless you have to for your opponent, but rather hit, like let's say you're fighting Messiahs, don't hit Arrest or Messiah, hit the grade 1 and the Dark Metal Iguana, just because that'll hurt them quite a bit. 1 Seabreeze, I don't need this Seabreeze, however, I do like using some of the skills. Basically, he's there so I can use Speaker. And then 1 Priscilla, just so I can hit that GB8 skill. That's all. Yeah, not much else to say about her. After this unit attacks, return everything to hand. Discard a card, actually. Yeah, you discard a card, return everything to hand. I think I forgot that in one of my previous videos. And then you play out up to 5 rear guards, and they get plus 5k each. And as you can tell, it's some combination of Shizuku's, Spikas, and Ellie's. Ta-da! Pretty crazy, huh? Quite frankly, I run something like this. Citron, place a card, grade 1 or greater. Yeah. From your hand, call it to rear guard. This unit gets plus 10k until end of battle. Really, you just want to do it to activate Shizuku or something? I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. And the rest of it's like 3 Leonas. Return something to your hand. And then if you return something, you have to play it in the Guardian Circle. And if it's the same name, you have to return something to the Guardian Circle. And if it's the same name, you get plus 5k guard. You can do like this, but you don't really want to. Like, because these guys have skills, that's that. There's a Harmony stand that I don't play that I should, I guess, in this build. However, I just don't enjoy it too well. And that's what it comes down to, enjoyment. I enjoy the hell out of this thing. Very much, all the time. It's great. It's been with me for a very long time, and I've been updating it ever since. And honestly, the Lena skill, it's not G-Break restricted. It resets everything. You can stride with it. You know, it's just really good. Especially since you can activate her skill before you stride. And get free cards. I have used it before to, like, gain a bunch of card advantage by like summoning out that one thing that when it becomes in Harmony, you can counterblast 1, draw a card, and Amelia's counterblast 1, draw a card. But I don't really do that right now. Alright, then that's the Drawpalooza Bermuda deck. I've got 1 more deck profile to do. Then we'll go from there. Xewleer the Mercenary King. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
They call themselves Imagine Your Goddess.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling. Just